kid, you're not always swayed by your own mischievous nature. I mean, it's not inborn. Not with all of us, that is to say. Our parents aren't to blame, certainly not when we're at a young age. And sometimes it's literally a bit of a peer pressure. New kid on the block, so to speak, leader of the gang, the bully in the neighborhood, who goes and sways us in a certain direction that seems fun at first and sometimes can get us in quite a heap of trouble afterwards. Although we don't realize it as a kid, because all we want to do is have fun, right? I mean, who was this kid anyway? Well, let's put it this way. While we'd be running from the fire alarm, he was the one who pulled it. We didn't. Why, he'd be telling every passerby that they were number one, so to speak. We just looked on and laughed. We didn't do it. While we were smirking at the teacher in the morning, it was because he made the prank call to her the evening before. So for the while, and if you didn't get too close, it was fun. Still, he was a bad kid, and our folks would usually just say, stay away from him. Now, there was once this kid who recently moved in our neighborhood when I was probably at the age of, 9 or 10. And even though my peers, the kids in the neighborhood, would say, oh, he's bad news. Yeah, his name is Neil, but, oh, he's a bad kid. He'll lead you toward the wrong direction, get you in a lot of trouble. I didn't know him well enough. Not well enough it is to where the real danger involved. All I knew were the fun antics that he was providing the others with who listened to him, that is to say. He had a friendly way about him, but also kind of an intimidating way about him, too. The kind of kid or person who just puts his arm around you somewhat forcefully and says, come on with me. Don't worry. Come over to my place. We'll have some fun. I insist. Well, one afternoon I actually ran into Neil. I met him once or twice before, but this afternoon was when I happened to get in a little bit of a heap of trouble with that little influence, that other mischievous nature that swayed me. My father, during the early 70s, had recently purchased a brand new, bright red, adorable and beautiful Volkswagen Beetle. We all seen them, of course. Back in the day, they used to be driven quite often. They had their reputation as well. The engine was in back, so if you got hit in the front, you were toast. Also, the fact is that during the wintertime, they had this bad heating system, and you'd freeze to death. But they were cute, they were somewhat comfy, and they were a lot of fun to ride in. But anyway, my father had the car in our driveway. Recently purchased. Had only been home about a couple of days, sitting in our driveway, and he was out getting plates. No, not the teeth, the ones for the car. So I was just in the drive this afternoon, and I'm looking at this Volkswagen, admiring it. Beautiful, bright red color. Couldn't wait to take a ride in it myself. Well, on this nice sunny afternoon, that those clouds started coming in. Why? It's because the neighborhood kid, Neil, came about right in the driveway. He stood next to me, and I let him, to say, yeah, isn't this cool? My father got this. And he just said, yeah, that's really nice car. And of course, his flattery was getting so overbearing. He was trying to persuade me, saying, hey, I'm your friend. Soon it came into something else. And he goes, did you ever sit on top of the Volkswagen? I was like, what? Yeah, let's sit on it. I was like, why? He goes, well, you feel on top of the world. Besides, what harm is it going to do? It's brand new. These things are durable. And I said, yeah, I always wanted to sit on a Volkswagen, I suppose. So we just sat on top. I didn't think it was going to do any harm. It certainly wasn't going to dent it or scratch it. We were wearing sneakers. And as we sat on it, he made this bounce gesture, pounce, with his behind on top of the Volkswagen. And he goes, oh, try it. I said, why? And he goes, you'll find out. It's not going to hurt the car, is it? And he goes, no, not at all. He goes, but it's fun. So we both, why did I do this? Pounced on the roof of the Volkswagen. And it went down, a dent down. I said, oh my God. And he goes, wait. And I'm going and I'm feeling it underneath me. And it's maneuvering itself up. And it maneuvered itself up so quickly, that it just literally popped us both up. It's kind of like if you were to make a sound out of it, it was just like when we pounced down with our behinds went down, it was that the boom. And as soon as we went up, it was the bop. So boom, bop, boom, bop. Yes, that's right. We continued this, and it was fun. We were careful not to fall off. We just went down enough. We waited a little bit. 1, 2, it's coming up, pop! I never knew that the top was so vulnerable, and I never knew that this was going to be so much fun. So it's about the 6th time. Ready? Boom! Way down. It's coming up, pop! Oh my God! He goes, let's go, let's give the ultimate. So we went last time, 7th time, down. We're waiting. And we're waiting. There's nothing felt underneath us. Nothing's pushing. Nothing's coming back. The boom had no bop. Uh-oh. This was ended for good. Thanks, Neil. We both hopped off. And I'm wondering, what am I going to do? And also, I'm praying to God and hoping my father wouldn't torture me too much for this happening. And I was saying, if maybe we tried pushing it from underneath. And then all Neil could think of then at that time is, let's go get some water. And I got a couple of toy boats. Oh, God. I barked at him then. And I said, just leave. Of course, he took off in an instant because he knew what trouble I was going to be into as soon as my father got home. He wasn't going to be coming. So I had no luck at all. It was stuck. This brand new bright red beetle with this dent right on the top of the car. Oh my God, what was I to do? Well, I do know, and I don't exactly remember what my father did as soon as he arrived home. And when you're in the woodshed as a kid, your parent hasn't you in there. You usually hear the whack, 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 whack. I don't know if the kids heard that. If my father hadn't punished me, I think it would just be more sounding in the neighborhood as boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop. Maybe?